Hey YouTube, Fuzz Thursday again, using my Ibanez Blazer, which I've done for all the other Fuzz Thursdays. It was actually, I've got another video I was going to put out tonight, but this week I'm trying to do one of everything. So, pedal, there we go. Borrowed this off my pal T-Gun, again, who loves his pedals. I'm not a huge pedally guy, but there we go. I do quite like some of these though. But yeah, all fuzzes, apparently. Yeah, so this is a Walrus audio, therefore not a cheap pedal. Eons, perhaps. It's a fuzz pedal. So we've got volume, we've got a 3 volt to 18 volt thing. I think that might be interesting. I'm quite excited to see what that sounds like. Gain, bass, mode, which I don't even know what that is yet. And treble, this is kind of the way it was set when I got handed it. Obviously it might have been moved about in Ian's pocket or something like that. I turned the volume down a little bit just to make sure it wasn't super loud. So what we're running just now, these are quite powerful single coils. I think I might have to try my Shocking Bird on it. I've also got the one you can't see there, which has got humbuckers in it, which I might do as well. See how I get on. So orange TH30 as my, it's actually running through a 3x12 cabinet below it. And there's a reverb pedal on, but it's just in the clean channel, and it sounds like this. On the bridge pickup, so turn it on. White light bulb. Already I love it. That's, so first test, okay, all the knobs aren't at 12 o'clock. Kind of like the idea of putting everything at 12 o'clock and then it sounds good. This is just the way it was set, but that setting's good. I like that. I could totally use that. Pick up. This is an awful good guitar. That's the guitars I'm keeping. The ones where every time I pick it up and play it, I go, oh, I forgot how good this was. There's a reason this was my favourite guitar for about 6 months. Even though it doesn't have new strings on it. Right, I'm going to leave everything there. This mode, I think, is likely to be a clicky switch, like a rotary one. So we're at 12 o'clock. It is. So there we go to 11 o'clock. A bit more saturated. As usual, I've not looked up, I don't look up these things, I just basically plug it in, see what it's like. Because if you look up what it's going to do, I might be tempted to let that interfere with my judgment of it, or my initial impressions. These are all very much initial impressions videos. Yep, so both those modes sound great. It's a wee bit heavier. So go more to the left, another one. So this is now the 10 o'clock one. This is see, this is exactly the same setup as last week's one, where I just couldn't really get this unbelievably cool looking coffin shaped pedal to work properly. Like, it was just horrendous noise, and I was using this power supply, it didn't work. I tried using my the power supply that's supplying my other pedals down there. It didn't work. Tried taking out all the other pedals and putting it in, and it was still noisy as hell. Silence! Brilliant. So for practicality, much better than that other pedal. Lovely. Right, what have we got? 9 o'clock? Oh, it doesn't go to 9 o'clock. So we get 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Got 1 o'clock. We do it. A bit sort of more muffled. Maybe would that make it a bit more big muffy, perhaps? Kind of sounds further away. Yep, I always play things inaccurately so I don't get a copyright strike. So that was obviously the Steve Marriott tune. Or the Steve Marriott's version of Whole Lot of Love by, is it Willie Dixon or one of the old blues guys? Well, I'm thinking since we've got 1 o'clock, it's probably a 2 o'clock and that'll be it. There is a 2 o'clock. Oh, that's a, isn't it? I think that there won't be a 3 o'clock. There isn't. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sounds. Back to the middle. I don't know how much these are. Often in these sort of pedals you get, you know, one of them is a fuzz face, one of them's a big muff. I don't think that's what this is doing. I think it's just sort of variations on a similar circuit. But this is definitely more in the super fuzz category, I think, rather than being like a modern one. It kind of sounds like my favourite one that's cheap is the Delamo fuzz pedal, which this is like a super adjustable and much more variable version of that. It's just got like, you know, volume gain, volume fuzz and tone, and it's kind of got this, but this has got like much more you can do with a similar palette, a similar colour of fuzz. Using the word colour to describe music, yeah. Right, so just staying in the middle. I see the trebles up high. What happens if I put everything at 12 o'clock? What happens in the middle? I'll put that at 12. Put everything at 12 o'clock. See, to me, that's sounding like it's starting to suffer a little bit from not having enough power. That's how you get that sort of struggling thing. Kind of dies away funny. You know, no sustain. Oh, you have more volume on that. Not as much volume as that. That's quite a powerful volume control. The treble was up before. Bass up. These knobs are very do a lot. You know, sometimes it's like you can go, oh yeah, okay, it's making the bass a bit more, a wee bit. That's making it a huge chunk more. Again, thinking it's sounding a little bit starved of power. So if I turn the voltage up, see, it doesn't have that dying away thing. I'll try and focus on me as well. Here we go. Full voltage. Interesting. Okay. Right, so we put it back to half. So we get that. Well, it's got that wee bit of a broken sound. I'm thinking when you start putting that down, it's going to sound more broken. I liked it with a wee bit more gain on it, actually. Yeah, Ian was right to have that treble just up a wee bit. So just from there, just there. There's a wee magic point there. So if we start starving it, it's not doing what I thought it was going to do. Well, there's a wee bit you can hear it kind of going, kind of pushing through. Completely start it. Yeah, so that knob was a wee bit disappointing, I'll be honest. I remember having a big muff germanium which had lots of stuff on it, and I got it in because it was broken, and it was like when you had the dial on it was the other way around. I think it was called Starve, whereas that's obviously it's 3 volts at one side and 18 volts at the other. 3 volts is obviously enough to run a fuzz pedal, whereas the big muff had it was Starve, so when you had the knob at maximum, it basically, I don't think it gave any voltage, so the pedal was basically off. So as soon as you got above half on it, you started getting below the threshold where the fuzz was working properly, and it started coughing and spitting, and which is a great thing if you can nail that in. It's a brilliant sound, but if you completely starve it, there's no voltage going into it. So it wasn't broken, it was just a really strange knob, which would actually have made more sense being the other way around. You know, I was saying, like, when it's at nothing, you've got full voltage. When it's at full, you've got none. This is a more sensible way around, but it doesn't go down to the point where it doesn't work anymore. In this mode, so we'll try mode 10 o'clock. Kind of broken sounding. Very nice. See, it's kind of almost intermittent. Getting some interesting sounds here. The notes are kind of going, coming out. It's like a wee enveloping start. Okay, the Starve thing works better on 10 o'clock setting, whatever the mode 10 o'clock is. Puts the volume up quite a bit. And the noise. We get some noise there. Filth! Start it. already had to go in the 12 o'clock, so go for 1 o'clock. It seems to be struggling a little bit for voltage more, doesn't it? So will it struggle more if I completely kill it? I'm not liking that 1 o'clock mode as much as it was a minute ago. Right, 2 o'clock mode. Start it. Maybe if I try and kill it with the volume control on the guitar. I love the way this is just going silent. So there is, you're listening to it on this mic, which you can't quite see, but it's right literally here where my hand is, coming from that speaker. But there's no noise at all, and it sounds like this. Try turning the reverb off. Oh yeah. It's interesting the way they're all responding differently to having different voltages through them. It doesn't do the same thing to all. How many modes did I say? All the five modes are responding very differently to the knobs. Maybe they are like there may be just 5 circuits. I know GHS pedal did like a rat pedal one where it had all the different variations of the rat. It basically just had all the different rats in it with a switch to choose between them. This might be doing that to a certain extent. Bit more. But being able to turn it off, having no noise is just great. Could just be like a gate in it somewhere, or whether it's, when I say it was meant to be there, I'm sure it's meant to be there, whether it was meant to be there on the circuit that it's copying or paying tribute to. You know, it's like because originally a fuzz pedal was kind of for sustain, wasn't it? Like your super fuzzes and stuff, and your fuzz face was what I'm thinking of. I wouldn't say that was adding sustain, but I think if you put the voltage up, it probably does. What I'm currently thinking is my wee Delamo pedal, a very, very simple circuit, right? I think it's a fuzz face copy, but the technicalness of making the voltage go from, well, it wouldn't go up to 18 volts, it would be 9 volt at supply, but that can't be a difficult thing to do. Surely that you could just put another knob, like electrically in there, put a knob in that basically just turns the power down. Like a voltage starve thing. That might be something I'd find quite interesting. I mean, it's kind of a little bit like the ZVEX factory fuzz. I've had a shot of one of them. They are amazing, but they are mental. So basically, a lot of the knobs on that, if you look between, like sort of 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock, it's totally usable. It goes from being a bit fuzzy to being just feedback, but the rest of the dial just goes into insanity, kind of unusable, and it's almost like running a wee synthesizer. A lot of fidgeting, and a lot of the time you probably get a lot of the sounds that it does are you can't hear them, or it's just noise, or they're basically unusable. But it does everything. This one, I think, does most of the things that the ZVEX does, but none of them are completely useless. I've got a Yamaha pedal. Is it sitting there? This it's gonna be very dusty. A Yamaha Fate Flanger, and it's like. This, if all the knobs are at 12, it works, and then if you vary everything by a wee bit, you get all the different flange sounds, but if you put any of the knobs up anywhere near full, it just goes chaotic and unusable, which is, it's fine. All the sounds are in there. It's just that you have to know what you're doing, otherwise you end up either not making a sound or it just goes beep or something. So that I'm liking this one a lot. Like that mode start is good. I love the ability to stop it, so it doesn't ring out, so it just goes bleh. Before I turn it off, I'm going to try the guitar with humbuckers in it, which I pointed out but didn't actually show you. Me Paul Gilbert, which I'm still learning to use. I've still not decided whether I absolutely love the pickups in it. These are Steve Vai Evo pickups, which are very expensive. Not decided yet. I'd imagine a fuzz pedal might just completely level out, make no difference what kind of pickups you're using. I would say that actually responds more spittily than that guitar does. Guitar's slightly too high. Oh, love that. Some of the notes are kind of going. Middle. Full whack, full gain. Single coil in the middle. I think, see, because this is it's not a Steve Vai guitar, but it's Steve Vai pickups. He's very into his total clarity and note separation and stuff. So I think they're almost designed to defeat a fuzz pedal, so it still sounds clean, as opposed to that guitar. You know, in that direction, if you know what I mean. Very spiky neck pickup. Maybe that one's a bit more big muffy. Starve it. The starving is really working with this guitar, eh? That's like really sounds like the battery's just about to go. I suppose you can boost it up so it's not quieter. That's a definite broken but actually awesome sounding broken amp. Right, one more. This is far too long a video for one of these, but I have to try the Shocking Bird. So there we go for very expensive guitar through it, and just so that I can try my ridiculous guitar that I made out of a joist, which is, I don't know, I can't remember. For some reason, £12 rings a bell. No, that was that telly. Basically, all of stuff I found at a bin and all that, and made it. It's got one single coil pickup in the bridge, but. And it sounds in tune enough. Quite a different response to that one, eh? I don't know if that's coming through, but that's got a hell of a sub thing going on there. Starve it a bit. It makes you write riffs. You know, these are, they might be stolen from someone else, but as far as I'm aware right now, these are good riffs. And the silence, even with this guitar, Dawn, glorious silence. Completely starved. That noise. Let me turn the volume right down. So it's only just coming through. There. And again, there's your broken lead simulator by turning the volume right down and starving it of power. Yes, so I mean, this, I never know. The reason I don't really look these up or do anything with them before I do these videos is just to see how it goes on. This might be the best one yet. It seems to be absolutely awesome. Not being a pedal fidgeter that way, I just tend to leave a pedal set up and use it, but it seems to respond really quite differently to the 3 different guitars I've used. So the quite strong single coils on the Blazer. Is that a Blazer? Yes. The Steve Vai pickups in the Paul Gilbert you can't see because it's behind this box, and a P90 type thing in a guitar made out of a joist. They all respond differently. They all sound great. All 4 modes are great, just different, and there's quite a lot of interplay between the knobs with very powerful bass and treble, which I like. I think almost to the point of, if you go past 3 o'clock or below 9 o'clock on either the bass and the treble, you get to the sort of not really very much use territory. But maybe if you're after doing something crazy, maybe having way too much bass is a good thing, or no bass, quite good. So it's a high rated one. This one, I assume it's called an Eons. It's got a ram on it. So there's the Big Muff Electro Harmonics. Originally they've got a ram's head version. I think it's to do with the shape of the logo. It's got a ram on it, so it might be a Big Muff type circuit. Probably a Big Muff type circuit. I don't really know. I've never actually owned a Big Muff. I need to get one, partly because of the funny name, but just to see where it's going. I think that's kind of what it is. Sorry, the video was so long, but that's been 3 videos today. So normal video, this is not going to make it out at 7 o'clock. So normal video at 7 o'clock will be a tech tip on how to fix crap tuners. Then this, and I might be starting up the Electric channel tonight, but that won't be of interest to most people on here. I think I've managed to. I think I put 1 or 2 wee Electric videos on this channel, and it's like, I understand we're not all into the same things, but I mean, Electric's a bit addictive. I'm kind of approaching it the same way I do guitars as well. You buy cheap ones and fix them, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun in it. So rock on, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow night I will have a different video, and it will be, well, there's a few different things to do. I've got an acousticy one I could do, just to try and make all the videos this week different. So I've got a tech tip that we'll cover 2 different things this week with a tech tip and a pedal review. So maybe an acoustic, and I kind of fancy doing a shootout between the Paul Gilbert you just saw and my Ibanez Roadster, because I'm not 100% convinced I like the pickups that are in that yet, and they're very expensive, so I could take them out, put cheaper ones in. But I'll need to see. I kind of want to play that guitar a bit more to get a bit more into it. I know I keep pointing at a guitar you can't see. It's the Paul Gilbert one. Rock on! Catch you later.